Welcome to the Sunset Strip. This legendary road has been the hub of rock and roll since the 1960s. And today, we're taking you on a journey through the history of this iconic street and exploring its three most legendary rock venues: the Rainbow Bar and Grill, the Troubadour, and the Whisky a Go-Go. These three venues have hosted some of the biggest names in rock history, from the Doors and Led Zeppelin to Guns N' Roses and Nirvana. Join us as we dive into the stories, the music, and the legacy of these three rock meccas on the Sunset Strip. The Rainbow Bar and Grill was opened in 1972 by Mario Maglieri, who also owned the nearby Whisky a Go-Go and Roxy Theater. From the beginning, it was a popular spot for musicians, particularly those in the hard rock and heavy metal genres. The restaurant's interior features a unique decor, with rock memorabilia lining the walls and ceilings, including guitars, gold records, and concert posters. One of the key reasons for the Rainbow's importance in rock history is its close proximity to many of the major music venues in Los Angeles. It was a popular spot for musicians to gather before and after concerts, and many famous rockers were regulars at the Rainbow. Some of the most famous musicians to frequent the Rainbow include Led Zeppelin, Guns N' Roses, Motley Crue, Van Halen, and Alice Cooper. The Rainbow also played a significant role in the discovery of new bands. Mario Maglieri was known for his support of up-and-coming musicians, and many bands were discovered at the Rainbow or given their first break there. One of the most famous examples is Guns N' Roses, who were discovered by Geffen Records executive Tom Zutaut at the Rainbow in 1985. Zutaut was there to see another band but was impressed by Guns N' Roses' performance and signed them to a record deal shortly thereafter. Other bands that were discovered at the Rainbow include Quiet Riot, who were discovered by producer Spencer Proffer while performing at the Rainbow in 1979, and Poison, who were discovered by manager Vicky Hamilton while performing at the club in the early 1980s. In addition to its role in the discovery of new talent, the Rainbow also hosted many legendary parties and events. One of the most famous was the Rainbow's annual Christmas party, which was attended by a who's who of rock stars and celebrities. The parties were notorious for their excesses, with plenty of drugs and alcohol flowing freely. Despite its wild reputation, the Rainbow Bar and Grill remains a beloved institution in the rock world. It has been featured in countless songs, movies, and TV shows, and its legacy continues to inspire new generations of musicians. If you find this video interesting, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. The Troubadour is one of the most iconic music venues in rock history and is also located along the famous Sunset Strip. Established in 1957, it has been the launching pad for some of the most influential rock musicians and bands of all time. The Troubadour has a rich and storied history, with countless legendary artists having graced its stage. From its early days in the 1960s, the Troubadour played a pivotal role in the development of folk rock and singer-songwriter genres. Artists such as Neil Young, Joni Mitchell, and Carole King performed at the venue, introducing audiences to a new kind of introspective, poetic rock music. In the 1970s, the Troubadour continued to be a crucial venue for emerging rock artists. Bands such as the Eagles, Fleetwood Mac, and Linda Ronstadt all got their start at the Troubadour, performing there regularly and building a devoted following. The venue also played host to a number of legendary concerts, such as the infamous Elton John show in 1970, where he famously debuted his hit song, Your Song. The 1980s saw a shift in the type of music performed at the Troubadour, as punk and new wave bands began to take center stage. Bands such as X, the Go-Go's, and the Bangles all got their start at the Troubadour, showcasing their raw and energetic sound to audiences hungry for something new and different. In the 1990s and beyond, the Troubadour has continued to be an important venue for rock musicians. Countless artists have played there over the years, including Guns N' Roses, Metallica, and Pearl Jam, among many others. Today, the Troubadour remains one of the most important music venues in the world, continuing to showcase some of the best up-and-coming rock artists. In addition to being a launchpad for emerging artists, the Troubadour also served as a venue for established musicians to experiment with new sounds and push the boundaries of their artistry. Many iconic rock albums and performances were conceived and recorded at the Troubadour, making it an important part of rock history in both a cultural and artistic sense. The impact of the Troubadour on rock history cannot be overstated. It has been instrumental in launching the careers of countless iconic musicians and bands, and has helped to shape the course of rock music over the past several decades. Its legacy continues to be felt today, as new generations of rock musicians take to its stage, inspired by the legends who came before them. The Whisky a Go-Go is our final stop of the three most iconic buildings in rock music. Since its opening in 1964, it has become one of the most iconic and influential music venues in rock history. The Whisky is not just a nightclub, it is a cultural institution that has played a pivotal role in the development of the rock music scene in the United States. The Whisky was founded by Elmer Valentine, Phil Tanzini, and Mario Maglieri, who had previously owned the nearby venue, the Troubadour. The club was named after the famous discotheques in Paris, where go-go dancers would dance in cages. The club quickly became a popular destination for rock bands and fans alike, with its intimate setting, high-quality sound system, and prime location on Sunset Strip. The Whisky is credited with launching the careers of many legendary rock bands and artists, including The Doors, Led Zeppelin, The Who, Jimi Hendrix, Janis Joplin, and Neil Young. The venue was known for its pay-to-play policy, where bands would have to sell a certain number of tickets to play at the club. This policy led to many unsigned bands and artists performing at the Whisky, hoping to be discovered. One of the most famous bands to emerge from the Whisky was The Doors. The band's residency at the club in 1966 helped to establish them as one of the most influential rock bands of all time. Jim Morrison's theatrical stage presence, coupled with the band's unique blend of blues, rock, and psychedelic music, captivated audiences and helped to define the sound of the era. Another band that got their American start at the Whisky was Led Zeppelin. The band played their first American show at the club in 1969, and their performance was a huge success. The band's energetic and dynamic live show, coupled with their innovative blend of blues, rock, and folk music, helped to establish them as one of the most important and influential bands in rock history. The Whisky a Go-Go was also a popular venue for local Los Angeles bands, such as the Byrds, Love, and Buffalo Springfield. These bands helped to define the sound of the Los Angeles music scene, which was known for its melodic harmonies, jangly guitars, and introspective lyrics. That's it for this video, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the like and subscribe.